I'm just trying to get us prepped every single day, talking a little bit more about snow that will be coming into, obviously, the picture in the next few weeks. So a lot of people ask me this question. How much, have you ever asked this question before? Hey, if it was an inch of rain, how much snow would it have actually been? And the answer is, it depends. I used to just believe, a foot of snow is or an inch of rain is a foot of snow. That's not true. There's a lot of variables underneath the surface that come to forecasting weather. One of the most important variables is called snow to liquid ratio. What is snow to liquid ratio? Well, the wetter the snow, the warmer the temperature, the more liquid it takes to accumulate snow. Think about it like density. If wet snow is dense, it compacts. So you theoretically don't see as much snow. That's why snow totals have high variables when you look year to year, when you try to forecast for La Nina and El Niños and how much snow you're going to get per year. Because think about it, it's not just forecasting snow. Let's say it was a 10-to-1 ratio for or let's use a foot. Every inch of snow or every inch of water, it was a foot of snow. If we had that same snow to liquid ratio, forecasting long range, forecasting climatology for this year, next year, and the year after would be a lot easier. It's difficult because when you hear me talk about a crapshoot or luck, this is what I'm talking about. Let's say you get, in January, you can get a 20-to-1 inch ratio. In fact, you can go even higher. That means every 1 inch of liquid, you have 20 inches of snow. On the same exact amount of liquid ratio, you would get 3 inches of snow on a foot from a 20-to-1. Correct? Divide it by 4. So you get down to 3. So a foot of 20-to-1 is 3 inches to 5-to-1, but they're the exact same, and that one is the same as a 10-to-1 at 6. So what you don't realize is we have to forecast the density or the snow to liquid ratio in these systems. So this is very important, but again, I like to explain the high uncertainty because this is why we're wrong all the time in the winter, because even when we're right, we're wrong. And also, when you look at I wanted to finish my rant about this one, but in January, let's say we have 2 really big snowstorms in March on 1 year, and it equates to 12 inches of snow. But there was tons of liquid in them. It was like a 5-to-1 March event. Okay, we had 2 of them. Big snowstorms, 5 inches both times. You get 10 inches. But if you give me that same 2 snowstorms at a 20-to-1 ratio, that in January, now you've got 4 times the amount of snow, but was it any difference of liquid? The answer is no. It's just, so snow has really no correlation with how much liquid is in it. A lot of times what we do as meteorologists, we need to look at the snow depth and then look at how much liquid is in the snow depth, because what happens if you have no liquid in your snow depth, we know that snow depth will compact. So maybe you get 1.5 feet of fluffy powder. That is going to compact quicker than that snow in March, early March, which is just going to solidify where it's at. Of course, unless another variable, how warm the temperature is on the melting. But there's so many things to think about. I think this is a really important one to really go and talk about here. Let's talk about one more thing. Did you know, more variables here. Did you know there's tons of different types of snowflakes? There are thin plates, there are needles, there are hollow columns, there are stellar plates, and then there's the dendrites. The one that you cut out at your place is a dendrite with the kiddos. These all accumulate differently. This is crazy, right? The physical meteorology is a difficult one. So thin plates, we typically are looking at temperatures from 25 to 32. Needles are at 21 to 25. Hollow columns, 14 to 21. Stellar plates, you're starting to get to 10 to 14. And dendrites, 3 to 10. There's also a lot of other variables in here. The temperature up aloft is very important. There's other things called, and we could talk about this more, there's something called aggregation, which is when snowflakes, have you ever seen the big giant snowflakes? Well, it's not an actual giant snowflake, it's a bunch clumped into one. That's called aggregation. We have riming, snowflakes. So we have high dendritic growth zones, which is what we're looking for. So we're looking for the dendritic growth zone to be very large in the atmosphere, this 3 to 10 degree temperatures. So you're starting to understand, I think the most important thing here is, if you take away anything from this, 1, it's unbelievable how weather is. 2, all of these small little factors go into our accumulations in a year, in a forecast, in a month. It changes everything about what we do. So we have to forecast so many different things that now you can see that we're doing. Okay, we already talked about that.